Listen, reach for the stars, wild ones. It's Bernadette, and I am here with the Aquarius Tarot reading for March 2021. Oh, Aquarius, your motto is I know and you do, and you're just this rebel and such a true visionary, and you gift the world with the courage to be an adventurous spirit, and you inspire freedom, which you know I'm all about. That stay wild, let's all be free. And this month you're gonna have to ramp it down a notch, right? Ramp it down a notch, but in a really good way. So your card is the butterfly inverted. And that when that spirit totem and power animal shows up in a tarot reading, you know, that's going to be a call for everyone, whoever would get that maybe it's not the time to fly yet. It very well might be time to go into your cocoon and get ready for your metamorphosis. But at the moment, it's time to just tuck in and not spread your wings and fly so much. And I know that you don't like that, and that's going to be a growing pain that you'll have to go through. But the thing is the whole point of an inverted card is not that it's scarier, that it's negative. It's just, it represents the more challenging, or in sometimes it represents the shadow aspects of that spirit totem and power animal, or of that tarot card. So it still is a very significant transformation, and you will really emerge beautiful and just everything that a butterfly symbolizes, right? But just, it's going to take a little bit of time. Now, that said, you may need more time because you're not allowing yourself to be fully involved or immersed in all of these changes. You know, if you've been holding on or holding back, you know, Aquarius, March is your key month to surrender to the radical changes and transformations that you're being guided to. And this is a really significant month for you, Aquarius. It begins with a lucky Grand Trine in air signs. And that includes Moon in Libra, the North Node in Gemini, and Jupiter in Aquarius. And it ends with a similar Grand Trine on the 28th, with the addition of Mars in Gemini and a shift from lucky and expansive Jupiter in Aquarius to Saturn in Aquarius. So that's cool, right? Like, that's super cool. And during this month, dramatic changes that bring in a roller coaster ride in the early days, they'll cause you to challenge and change many of your ideas, your plans, your beliefs, but that can round out with you giving a greater form to these seeds planted earlier this month. So just realize you're not being shackled, you're not being told no, you're just being asked to just, hey, slow your roll, soul, so that the ideas and the dreams, oh my gosh, you guys are such visionary dreamers, they can have time to mature. Kind of the difference of opening a bottle of wine. Do you swill it, or do you sit there and wait for it to mature a little bit? You know, maybe if you're brewing wine, I don't know if they call it brewing, but maybe you're making your own wine. Do you let it sit there for another 6 months, or do you pop that bad boy because it's, you know, because you need to or whatever, or want to? Don't do it. Let the wine sit, right? Let the wine mature. Okay. So several important planetary transits travel through your sign this month. First, Saturn, Mercury, and Jupiter. And during this time, plans, communications, and electronics, they can go a little cuckoo, cuckoo. And that's not because of Mercury retrograde, but because it's an intense and unpredictable nature, you know, that Aquarius and Mercury have, as well as lofty and expansive Jupiter in this sign. And they're so close together currently. So you know, don't feel like, my God, did I miss a Mercury retrograde? No, I'll call it the Aquarius retrograde, right? You're suffering alone, not really, but but you do have this to look out for, and I'm only harping on the electrical portion. Because during Mercury retrograde, if you could know the amount of true stories I get from people, some of them make me laugh, and some of them I'm like, oh man, that's a lot going on in one space. But because I know the electrical thing to be very, very true, and you've got all this going on planetarily, just keep a really good watch on your electricity. And that means the electricity inside of you too, not just the electricity that surrounds you in appliances and, you know, things that you have to plug in. It's also your electricity. Now, Saturn usually acts as a grounding agent, but in Aquarius, this planet does more to refocus you on your responsibilities to the collective, you know, like to groups and societies and communities at large. Butterfly may flutter into your life to remind you that you have the potential to be outgoing and to nurture your many vast connections, you social butterfly, you. You know, you're going to create beauty and inspiration through your communication now, even if the circumstances seem unusual or erratic. So take pleasure in that, because it's really going to be that amazing ability to communicate those visions and dreams, no matter how unusual, no matter how erratic, is really a beautiful gift to the world. Now, the most prominent impact you're going to experience this month is the ongoing square between Saturn and Aquarius and your planetary ruler Uranus in Taurus. Your financial situation, maybe economic prospects, home health, or career, all of those are subject to dramatic and maybe even traumatic changes. But remember, that which is dramatic doesn't have to be traumatic. So if you choose not to see it that way, then that will be a choice. So as the rebel of the Zodiac, Aquarius, listen, you're not a stranger to change, and you often welcome it. Yet this month, you might feel a little bit weary of the erratic changes that require you to constantly refigure your strategy. Just take 2 seconds and come back to center, because the week of the 9th through the 15th in particular bring dramatic upheaval and sweeping changes. And you might feel like you're facing dramatic dramatic changes, and that can bring a level of anxiety and chaos. And, listen, if you thrive on excitement, yippee for you. If you're not a person that thrives on excitement, maybe not so good for you. But for those of you that can lean into seeing chaos as an exciting ride into the unknown, oh my gosh, your ability for creativity and epiphanies, whoa! I don't even know how you're going to change your life and change this world. It's going to be crazy. Put it in the comments below. We want to hear about it. So during this time, the Moon, Mercury, Saturn, and Jupiter are all contributing to intense Aquarius energy. Aquarius, you're such a social butterfly, and you love humanity so much. You've got to be on a humanitarian mission as we speak. And that's cool, because whatever is happening there, or even whatever you want to get involved in, it is going to go really, really well, and the energy around that is super heightened at this time. So remember, keep yourself as grounded as possible, because you don't want to get carried away. And actually, listen, what happened to Blondie at the end of Game of Thrones? She became a zealot, and she had to go. So no zealotry. None of that. Don't get all carried away and be a crazy Targaryen, right? You want to be the best version of you, which stays in the energy, which stays in the flow of this is my gift, but this is what I want to do for humankind and the planet, right? Okay. So just even if it looks shiny, even if it doesn't on the outward appear that it could turn into zealotry, just take a really good look at it. Don't be all that woo, 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 which is, again, why the butterfly is upside down for you this month for your tarot reading. It's just a call to just stay tucked in your cocoon for just a little while. Now, after the 16th, the pressure is released, and you can maintain a good sense of creativity, the insight, the innovation, and you can do all of that. You can have all of that and experience it without feeling it to be so intense, which may in turn cause a little bit of anxiety. You don't have to have that during March. Now, the 20th through the 23rd, positive aspects between Saturn and Aquarius and the Moon, Mars, and North Node in Gemini, that can lead you to an epiphany or realization that can be life-changing. And you might feel like you're being primed for a major accomplishment or coming closer to fulfilling your mission or purpose. Let butterfly, delicate, they're very delicate creatures, but man, they are just fierce in so many ways. Let butterfly as a messenger, as your spirit totem or power animal, help you float gracefully and solidly and stably, towards all those new opportunities, and share your ideas, and that's going to shape your beliefs when you start sharing the ideas, and you love the getting new ideas from others. And so let that just take form, because by just after the full moon, from the 28th through the end of the month, you may very well feel like your luck is changing. The moon will come to make a favorable trine to Saturn and Aquarius, and this is the time to put your money where your ideals are and trust your intuition as you solidify this amazing plans in this amazing mission. So I hope that was helpful. Pick up your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and as always, do good for animals and stay wild.